Let's get in character. Just kidding. There's no character. We're real people. Welcome back to the Transformation Church weekly
message recap.
I almost messed up. First episode of 2024.
Yep.
And we're back. I've not been on this mug in a hot minute.
Bro, we took like 6 weeks off, I think.
Well, then the one time y'all did it, and I was like, I don't want to, or something.
Yeah, you flat out said,
you were a little busy.
Done.
I didn't want to do it. So, but we're rejuvenated.
That's right.
The holidays are over. It's now January something. 16th as time of recording. We are back strong at Transformation Church.
Back.
And Ric's with us today. Oh, yes. I'm Justin, by the way. One of the pastors here, Rick Rodriguez. And then lead pastor Brad Livingston. John's not here any longer, but we have Kyle instead.
Hey!
You can hear him. You can't see him. He's taking John's place. John still works here, unfortunately. But we now... No, Kyle, we've probably mentioned Kyle before. He's our production director, but now he's full-time on staff.
Kyle's full-time on staff.
Say hi, Kyle.
Hello, everyone.
This is such a
he's way more thrilled than he sounds, probably.
Yeah. Which is actually always the case. He never sounds thrilled, and he usually is pretty excited about this. So, but yeah.
So we're back.
Kyle being here is a big deal. People don't know this. I'm gonna make a post about it. But
you should.
Yeah,
that'd be good.
People don't know how big of a deal this is. Me and Kyle's been waiting on. How long, Kyle? How long have we actually been joking about this?
Probably 10 years.
No, it's longer than that.
No. Realistically, like 10.
Realistically,
yeah,
10.
yeah.
But we've been joking about this for 15.
What's funny is I feel like Kyle and you is kind of how me and John have always been. It's a Kyle's version of, or you know.
I think you said that backwards.
Yeah, Kyle is
like a few years younger, but been around since me and John been in church. No, younger than you're a few years younger than Brad. John's a few years younger than me, type thing. But no, I think it's cool. Like I feel like our staff and Vince is now full time here. We introduced it. We told the church that, but so the staff is really growing, and now like we're able to. Everyone kind of focus on what they need to focus. It's a good thing. We're excited.
No doubt.
I'm excited. So yeah, and we're in 21 days of prayer.
Right
now. 10 as of today. We're about halfway there, boys.
Come on, man.
And I am hungry right now.
20 days of prayer and fasting.
Yes.
If you didn't know.
I was on my couch last night, literally thinking about a Philly cheesesteak.
Come on, man.
Like, listen. You kind of just, I don't want to say fantasize because that sounds a little weird.
No. I think you're good. It's
okay,
a safe space.
Yeah. But is it?
It's a safe. This is a relatively safe.
It's just us, right? Yeah. So
it's just us and thousands of other people.
I was thinking about a Philly cheesesteak.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I'm going to devour one of these when this thing's over.
Come on. Yeah. But, I mean, you could have a Philly cheesesteak. You just have to skip breakfast.
Well, I feel like I shouldn't eat that, though.
Okay. See, I'm with you. That's how my last meal before the fast started was Sky's Pizza.
It's a good choice.
And listen to me, dog. Listen. It was better than any of the pizza we had in New York, first of all.
And we need to talk about that.
Yeah, we went to New York.
We need to talk about that because
so it was phenomenal. Listen, I'm having just a moment right now.
Was the crunch crunch there?
God, dude, it was, and we ordered the whole pie. We didn't mess around.
Oh,
so it's like you got the fresh slices.
Oh yeah,
pepperoni pizza. They have hot honey drizzle now. You can get.
Wow.
And I got hot honey. Like on anything?
No.
Oh my gosh. Hot honey is one of my favorite things. It's spicy honey.
Really?
And then you put it on savory foods.
And you just drizzle it. Yeah.
It gives you just a little bit of sweet. Yeah. And it gives you a little bit of sweetness to whatever salty food you're eating. So Nomadic Eats does it with their rice bowls. So you can get hot honey in their rice bowls. I get hot honey and collard greens with my hot chicken rice bowl. Anyways,
that sounds really good.
So they had so I got hot honey drizzle on my pepperoni pizza, and it was phenomenal. And so I kind of like made it towards like, okay, I can't eat that until the 21 days of prayer is over. Like that's like
Yeah, because I'm not like I'm fasting. I'm usually doing one meal a day or fasting a meal out. But I still feel like there's some things that's like too indulgent.
Yeah.
And I've cut out sugars, like no dessert type stuff. I'm on, zero. I didn't do no carbonated drinks or soda at all, but I did no sugar, and I've been doing good.
Yeah.
Well, I've been doing fine with that, but yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, man, that just seems like I shouldn't eat that.
That's what I feel that. That's how I am. I'm like that. That's going to be like I've had a piece of pizza on this fast, but I can't have that. It just makes sense to me. You know what I mean? Like it don't have to make sense to everybody. It makes sense to me.
So speaking of pizza in New York, so we went to New York.
Hold on. First of all, before you did that, what are you fasting?
Social media,
good
carbonated drinks, and breads.
Kyle, you fasting anything back there? What are you fasting?
Socials as well.
Oh, okay. I should have done
food
that
next week.
Listen, I didn't realize
I moved it off my home screen.
How you can mindlessly scroll.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I mean, I didn't realize how much and how often I did it until I just picked up my phone. Like, I deleted all the apps.
At a red light?
At a red light, sometimes while driving. Don't tell anybody. But anyways, but yeah,
shame.
I realized how often I pick up my phone just to click, because I removed all the apps from my phone, and I can't tell you how many times I picked up going, oh, it's not there no more. Okay. Yeah. And so
I moved it off of my, I have to go get it. And just that alone has made it better where I'm like, I don't need to do this.
Yeah.
Whatever. So,
yeah. And I use, to me, because I don't get social on TikTok. Like I'm not talking, I'm not DMing. I'm not, to me, that's entertainment. It's almost like a YouTube.
Right.
Yeah.
But that would be cheating still, I think. But there's too many socials,
It's too much to keep track of.
I wish I could get rid of Facebook, and I guess I could, but I just feel like
it's networking at this point.
Yeah, I feel like too. It's kind of like a utility.
Yeah,
that's how some people get in touch with you, like old school, like friends from high school, or like my family's on there. But I just don't like Facebook at all. But I wish I could get rid of it. But I feel like you need it.
It's a necessary.
Yeah. But I used to love, my favorite was always Twitter, but I don't even get on Twitter hardly ever anymore, especially now. It's kind of been ruined, to be honest with you. But
so anyways, all to say,
I don't even know what's going on. I didn't know Michigan won the national championship.
Oh yeah,
I didn't know nothing.
Yeah,
I was just oblivious to everything.
That's where you get your news and everything.
Yeah,
because we don't have news. We have Netflix. We don't have cable. It's like, but yeah. So anyways, we went to New York.
So how this? First of all, we were going to talk about this when you preach last Sunday you used New York as a story. Yeah. And you did a bad job because you made it sound like you didn't even tell. Like you made it sound like I didn't have my own room and stuff. Like you were like, we all got there, and before we put the bags down, they're wanting to. I'm like, I was in my own room. Okay, we weren't all in the same. So it wasn't like a
Justin was sleeping on the mattress, air mattress on the ground.
Yeah, I was in my own room, so it sounded a little too weird. And
it's on that assistant pastor's salary.
Yeah. So there is that. I was a big boy, and
so that was really all you had to say about it. You just wanted to clear that up.
No. But also, you're right that I was kind of like I had the mentality, let's just see what happens. Like that was true, but I'm not like that in normal life.
No, you like that.
So when I go on thing, I was like, I really had nothing planned for New York.
Right. There's no agenda.
There was no agenda for me because at the end of the day, the only reason we went, we had a Delta credit that we needed to use by the end of the year. So we started talking about in October or September or something like, we need to use this credit. Like we should go, we should do a little trip. And originally we kind of started talking about Nashville because we were like, we could invite others and any people that don't fly, it's close enough people could drive to. And we could maybe do a group thing and different people come and whatever. But then they announced that direct flight from Pensacola into LaGuardia on Delta. So then I was like, maybe we should just go to New York. I've never been.
And
Ashley wanted to see the Rockefeller, the tree Rockefeller and all that stuff. So we're like, okay, let's just go to New York. I've never been. Why not? We had the plane ticket. Then it was like we picked the dates. It was like the week after Christmas because we were closed. Yep. And then Ashley, I guess, brought it up, or maybe you did for her. But it's like, well, if we're going to go these dates, we ought to just shift those dates and stay through New Year's and see the ball drop too.
She had always joked around like, that would be so cool to be there. And I was like, well, if we're going to be, I'd be a fool not to try to set this up.
Right. It was only 2 more, so we shifted all the dates. We were able to get a hotel, which that was the first thing. I was like, man, I don't know about getting a hotel around the ball anytime during that, but we were able to get a hotel. I mean, literally on 7th Avenue in the dang, right there.
In Times Square.
Like, literally at the front doors of the hotel, that's where the pit was for the people watching the ball. So we were able to get a hotel, and, so that's what we did. So my whole thing was, like, I just wanted to, I like walking around a new city. So I was like, let's just walk around, find stuff to do, like walk in stores. Like, I want to eat Dirty Water hot dogs from a stand. I want to, did that. I want to, I just want to eat stuff. And the Garridos, Adam and Anna Garrido, and
Chris and
Sarah, who used to be with us here at TC before they moved, they were in New Jersey at their dad's house, so they came over on the Saturday, so we got to see them a little bit. Went in Central Park. That was cool. Let's go to the pizza. So, if New York pizza, that's what you hear about, bagels and
New York
pizza.
Style pizza.
Yeah, their water makes the special bagel and pizza.
They're bagels. That's the bagel. We'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah. So if New York pizza, in my head, even the worst pizza we could find there is probably better than what you could find other places, right? So if that's the best of the best. So then I also watch those Dave Portnoy pizza reviews that he does. He's only given less than like 10 over 9s. Well, we went to the stand-up comedy thing that one night, and I'm looking on the map. Right around the corner is this place called John's that Dave gave a 9.4. So I'm thinking, if New York's the best of the best, and this is the best of the, if you know what I mean, like this has got to be phenomenal pizza.
It's got to be the best.
It's got to be the best. And I watched that review when he did it. Like he's like, oh, this is phenomenal pizza. So we went and watched the comedy show, and we walked down. And we stood in line 25 minutes, got in, ordered the pizza. And it was good.
Yeah, but how much pizza is bad?
Right, but what I'm saying is I was expecting really good pizza. And it was good, but I was not blown away at all. We looked at each other and we were just kind of like, it's good.
It's good pizza.
But so it either confirms that Dave is not a great judge
of pizza,
or we've been discounting how good the pizza is at some of our pizza places here.
Listen, I think Graffiti and Skies
is better than Graffiti to me.
Yes, but I agree. Skies is the best. But
Graffiti is good. Yeah.
Graffiti is good.
It's a second place. It's also more expensive because it's downtown, which keeps it lower on the list to me.
Yeah,
but
absolutely. So I mean, you got to. I mean, but honestly, Ozone and Lost Pizza. I mean, all those are good pizzas, man.
Those are good. Those are different, a little different. Each has their own style, which is fine. As far as
New York style pizza, Skies Pizza,
it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And so I was a little kind of bummed about the pizza, to be honest with you. Now, we didn't go to other places. That was the only one we went. I would love to try some others.
We did get some pizza at an Italian restaurant, but that was just a whole different scene.
Oh, yeah.
That was a whole different scene, not the same.
And then someone told me there's one, like, I'm going to go back to New York because I want to go back. I don't want to stay in Times Square. I just want to go to a different neighborhood area. Yeah. But, like, Prince Pizza, Prince Street Pizza.
We should hit Ray's, too. We were close to a Ray's pizza.
We were close to a Ray's. We did go to Kat's Deli, which is iconic Jewish deli with, like, the known for the pastrami.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
I mean, celebrity. You could go on any given day and see celebrities.
It's phenomenal. Phenomenal. I'm not like what do I know about pastrami? I don't eat pastrami on a regular basis.
Yeah.
But that pastrami was phenomenal. Yeah. The first night we got there, we were walking around Times Square. We didn't know where to go eat, but like our plane landed at like 5. So it was like evening. It took us an hour to get to the hotel. It's like, it's time to eat dinner. It was so crowded though. So we're like, we couldn't. One place they wouldn't let us in because he's in sweatpants or something, and yeah. So, but we found
on jeans. Like, wow.
We found this Italian restaurant. Phenomenal.
It was great.
It was really good. The food was good, but the bagels. Listen,
bagels are something else.
I don't know what they're. I don't know what they're doing in that water.
The bagels are ridiculous.
The bagels were so good.
Of course, that schmear was ridiculous. Well, you got the sausage, egg, and cheese or whatever.
I'm more of a savory guy. I don't, I like a savory in the morning, not really a sweet guy. So I'm like a bacon, egg, and cheese or ham, egg, and cheese on a sesame bagel. That's kind of where I like to be.
I have one of them too. It's good. It's phenomenal.
Just from a random cart?
No, it was a bagel shop.
A bagel shop?
Yeah.
Okay, bagel shop.
And nothing special, but the bagels were just, I see why they talk about New York has the best bagels. Like it was really
door,
really good. Okay. But and then I had one like with cream cheese and all that, and the cream cheese, phenomenal. Yeah, it was absolutely great. So
we only got bagels when we went at these little bagel carts, and they were really good. Yeah, but we never go to a bagel shop.
They hook you up in the bagel shops. It's a different world.
I actually found this place called It's a bagel.
That was the second one.
That was the second one, which apparently has got a huge following. Which actually,
zoo in there.
Yeah, which to me it wasn't as good as the little one that was like 2 blocks from our hotel, another shop.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I mean we were eating good. So
I got that 7th Street burger.
The burger was good.
My favorite meal in New York was that meal that we ate on accident because I was starving. So that was it was wild. Yeah, we were going into the comedy club. We knew we weren't going to eat the pizza till like 11, and we hadn't eaten since 9:30 that morning.
Yeah,
and I was like, I need something to eat before all this starts because I'm hungry.
And we had like an hour to kill before the show.
Yeah, so we were like, the bouncer at the club was like, hey, if you're trying to find somewhere to eat real quick, hit that 7th Street burger across the street. And bro, this place was tiny. I mean, your office was about the size of the standing room of this place. Like it was small, bro.
That Tiff and I share.
Like it was really small. And so we ordered it, and it was like one of those joints. It was like the only question you're answering is how many patties and how many burgers. So it wasn't like I want lettuce. It was like the burgers came with cheese, onions, pickles, special sauce. You want a single or a double, and how many you want. That was the only question you were answering. And fries, you can get no fries, loaded fries. That was the only question you were answering. And the loaded fries literally tasted like Big Mac French fries. It was literally a bed of fries with burger patties, cheese, onions, pickles, and special sauce. And it was amazing. I was like, this is one of the best things I've ever eaten in my life. And it was
the burger was good.
The burger was phenomenal.
Was it like Smash Burger?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Very good.
So good. Anyways.
And the comedy was cool. Never been to like a little stand-up comedy thing.
A lot of fun.
Small. These joints are small. I mean, what, 50 people in there?
The fact that they hold Escambia County to the fire codes and stuff they hold us to, seeing how people live there is beyond me.
Oh yeah, you're
nothing. There are no rules. Yeah. You know, it's New York City, but
it was fun. So, anyways, about the pizza. Yeah, that's what made me think of New York.
Yeah, the pizza was,
I was disappointed, honestly.
It wasn't great.
I'm gonna go back. I may go back this year. I have, we
should do a
time.
pizza tour. We should go there and do a pizza tour.
Ooh.
Like pizza for every meal.
In New York?
Yeah. Or no, not like every meal, but just like every time we see a pizza joint, stop and get it, grade it.
Oh, yeah.
You're just like one slice.
Now, I know it's 2 different styles of pizza, but between Chicago, deep dish, and New York.
New York, all day.
Because I wasn't a fan.
There's also like Detroit style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, there's all these little styles, but
depends on what kind of mood I'm in.
Here's the thing. To me, it's almost like a taco. Like some stuff is not a pizza. Is it a pizza because of the way it's cooked? Or is it a pizza because of
Here we go.
Is it a pizza because there's like if you tell me like a Mexican pizza from Taco Bell, it's not a pizza, right? But to me, a pizza is like it has red sauce. It's got
red sauce cheese.
That's a pizza. Just like a taco specific things. Anything just because you fold it doesn't make it a taco. You know what I mean?
We've been over this. Is a hot dog a taco thing?
Is a hot dog? It's kind of like that. So honestly, deep dish pizza to me, it has the same stuff, but it's not like a pizza. It is good.
But it's got the same ingredients though.
Yeah. I know, but just because it's got the same ingredients doesn't make it a pizza.
I don't know, man. I think
And here's the thing: even in Chicago, I
love Chicago.
I've been in Chicago the last 3 years, and phenomenal city. I like it better than New York. Great food. The deep dish is not something that everybody eats all the time.
No,
the locals they have these, almost like a Domino's thin crust with the cut in the squares and stuff. Yep. It's kind of more like a bar pie.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of the locals eat normally. And then the deep dish is kind of like on occasion. Because one, it takes like 45 minutes to cook.
Crazy.
Yep. And it's good, but golly, you want to go lay down after. It's so heavy.
Well, that's what I was getting. Like the deep dish Chicago pizza is truly like it's kind of a novelty. It's like a thing that you do as an experience, not just a meal.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's not
Because we weren't the biggest fan of it.
Right.
It was okay.
It's okay.
But we had better pizza.
Well, they're not all created
here.
equal. Yeah, they're not all created equal, too.
Y'all had one when y'all went to Chicago?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It is good, but again, I don't think you're like, oh my God, you're not blown away. And it's freaking heavy in the whole thing. Like, it's not my thing. I want a thinner. But I also, just like if you go downtown Pensacola, there's that German restaurant that they have the pizza place next door.
Yep.
That's a Neapolitan style, which even Dave Portnoy talked about. He doesn't like. They all taste the same. He gives them all 7s.
Yeah.
It's good. But to me, it's not even like, it's more of a margarita. Like, if anytime you go and it says margarita pizza, you know, if there's margarita, which mozzarella, basil, good stuff, but it's different style. Okay. It's not my favorite.
I'm going to eat it if it's here.
But I don't really want
to go seek after it.
When I think I want pizza, I don't think that.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I've been watching some videos on Instagram lately, and it's the people are making pizza, but then they cut it with scissors. And it's like the Neapolitan style. They cut it with scissors. And it's like, you can tell it don't have no.
Well, it's thin. It's not thin. It's what I didn't mean thin. What I mean is like it's soft.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and it tastes good.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. If someone brought a fresh one in right now,
I would tear it up.
I would eat it
for everybody.
Kill that mug. They'd be gone. But it's just not. I'm not going to drive and go pay for one. You know, that's my point. But
I want a big slice. You fold, crispy bottom with cheese on it.
God. I want this hot honey, whatever that.
Yeah.
Listen,
why did we do this to
at graffiti? At graffiti, they do a balsamic glaze you can drizzle on.
Anytime something dope happens right here from now on, we got to
go. That's like this.
It's a balsamic glaze. And graffiti has a pizza that mimics the Ponderosa Stomp from Ozone.
It does,
which is a chicken pizza with cream cheese and jalapenos on it.
Oh, that's phenomenal.
Then
that's
you get the balsamic drizzle on that.
Yeah.
Woo, son. Anyways.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we talked about New York. Yeah. Went to New York.
I'm gonna go to New York again. I'll probably go this year. Been months ago. I got some Delta points.
We've been supposed to do some stuff in New York, and then it got put on hold. We need to go back. We need to finally go do it. We're supposed to do some stuff with PD in New York.
Yeah, Pastor
go do some
stuff.
filming stuff.
Oh yeah, for the
like the little docu-series thing.
Yeah.
So
I might need to produce that series.
Yeah,
go.
It'd be dope.
Executive producer.
Oh, Kyle, you might get to go now that you're like.
Yeah, Kyle's gonna go. John's gonna go.
Yeah, okay. We'll charter a jet. Take all those.
God, that's wild.
Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be insane. That would be awesome.
Yeah. We're for the record, everybody. We're not doing that.
Yeah, that's it. We are doing the docu-series. We're not chartering a jet. That's what he's saying. Yeah. So
unless somebody wants to charter it for us,
we'll
ride on.
I would have let that happen.
Yeah,
definitely. But
yeah, I would definitely ride on one.
That would be so dope, though. It would be cool because we'd go do that. We'd film through the day. And then
I will say this to anybody who's never been to New York, or even if you're thinking about it, that direct flight from Pensacola into LaGuardia, it's 2.5 hours. You're there.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's to go for a long weekend or something.
It's great.
Absolutely recommend.
Just don't miss church, you sinners.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Let me clarify. People haven't been getting my jokes lately. So, jeez Louise. So,
I heard about that. Are we going to talk about it?
No, we're not going to talk about it.
I would. But same with Chicago. Chicago's got direct on United.
Yeah.
So you can go right in. Nashville. Plenty of good stuff. So I like. That's what
Has that been a direct flight for a while?
Nashville?
No, from here to New York, or is that something?
No, they just started in November.
Okay, because I mean, we went 2 years ago and we had to make a pit stop.
Yeah, you got
no.
Atlanta.
I saw it on Facebook. I think the mayor. DC Mayor Reeves shared the post from the airport.
Oh, nice!
Because they're always trying to add direct flights, and they said starting in November. So that's when I was like, "Hey, we might as well just go to New York because of this." So they just
Tiff and I got FOMO because y'all invited us, but we're like, we got this coming up with Tiff's family, things like that, and I had some serious FOMO.
Yeah, you should have went. Yeah. But it was even like a smaller plane. Like the first class was a 1-2, and then the back was a 2-2 versus like a 3-3.
Yeah, it wasn't crazy.
It was a smaller plane.
Yeah.
But no, like literally less than 2.5 hours, I believe, and we were like, we were there, and I had never been, and I like big cities. I like all the architecture, the buildings. It's old, there's a lot of old stuff there. We got to go to the 9/11
museum,
the site for
the Memorial Site,
the World Trade Center stuff.
And we went to the museum. That was dope.
The museum
is humongous.
It's all down under. Yeah,
it's humongous.
You went to that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's huge. But
That was cool. That was cool.
Yeah, we love New York. I think Tiff and I, we were just more intrigued with Chicago. Like, whenever we went there to go pick up our pup last year, Tiff was like, we're definitely coming back here.
Chicago is a phenomenal city. Yeah. It's way cleaner than New York.
Oh, 100%.
Number one.
Yeah.
Now, I've never been in Chicago. Like right now, you wouldn't want to be there with the blizzard and stuff.
No.
I've never. Every time I've been, I've always gone the week of Thanksgiving, and it's always been about 35 to 40 degrees and sunny. So cold, but sunny.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And because they got a lot of parks and stuff. That Millennium Park where the Bean is
Bean.
And not only the Bean, but like Soldier Field's down there. Like it's humongous how big that park is and all the different stuff that's there. Right. Like they take that pretty serious. The river that runs right up to the city, they turn green on like St. Patty's Day. The architecture's great. The food's good. Yeah. I like Chicago. It's hard to compare Chicago and New York because they're very different. But if I had to pick which one I like better, I'd probably say Chicago.
Yeah.
But
dope.
There was a lot of smells in New York.
A lot of smells going on.
Every block had a new smell.
It's true.
You know, so
gotta love New York.
Gotta love New York. Anyways,
so we went down there for New Year's Eve and got escorted into the pit.
We did.
That was wild. That was a cool story.
I made the joke. Favor follows me around. Okay, Favor just follows me around.
Favor ain't fair.
You can't get. I can't get away from it. Yeah. As much as I try, it follows me. Yeah. It just creeps up. It's hiding around the corner every time I turn. Like, there's Favor again. Yeah, no. So here's how it goes. Times Square. Well, where they start the ball, they close off 10 blocks.
10 blocks.
And the people start way early, and they bring these barricades in right off the sidewalk into the street. And the people watching that you see on TV are all in the middle of the street in this pit in between the barricades. And they leave the sidewalks empty, like for exits and stuff like that. And then, you know, there's hotels and stuff all up and down there that have that area in front of their hotel without all the people. So between the door of the hotel and the barricade, it's kind of like for that hotel. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's the cool part. That's what we learned was the cool part about this hotel. Anyways, so once they fill in thousands of people in that one block, and then it just spills over, and they back all the way back. We were up number 7. That's where our hotel was, that area. And you were, I don't know if you were asleep or not, but it was like at one point, Ashley, a text said that it was like 6 p.m., and she went down there to check it out to see. So I went down there to like get a feel for like how busy is it already at 6 p.m. Like we're 6 hours before the dang ball drop, you know?
Right. Exactly.
And people are already spilled up into the 6th block. Like, this is wild. Yep. And so the whole area, the street in front of us, we walked into it, and we could see the ball really good. And we're talking to the cops. The cops were great. We're talking to the cops because I was like, all those people down there, once they close the gate to that pit, they don't let no one else in it. So if you leave, you can't get back in. Yep. So people wear diapers and bring water bottles, go to the bathroom. It's gross.
Yeah, it's nasty.
That's nasty. So the cop was telling us that. And so then it was like, well, we have 6 more hours. And we had a credit. The hotel gave us like a
$120
credit. Yeah, we had $120 credit for the whole stay. So that night, since all the restaurants are all booked, was like, we'll just do room service for dinner.
Phenomenal wings.
The wings were good. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So like we're just hanging out there. They're in their room. I was in my room. I had the office on.
You had a separate room.
I had a separate room. Yeah.
Just so we're clear.
So we're clear. I was in my room eating wings and watching like The Office, and like we're just chilling. And then about 10:30, Ashley he was sleeping, and Ashley texted and said, "I'm gonna go down there. I'm bored, whatever. I'm gonna check it out." So I was like, "Well, I'm gonna go down there." It was cold, and we get down there, and our block starts filling up, and the hotel told us they're going to close the doors to the hotel at the front. No in or out, and you have to go out the side of the parking garage and come up the side of the building, and then there'll be cops there. And to get into our hotel area, you just show your room key. That's what I did. I walked right in. Well, then we're sitting, about an hour goes by, and I'm watching. I like to watch what's going on. And all these people are trying to get in. The cops are telling them they got to go 6 more blocks up to come in as the whole thing. And then the cops just finally closed that entrance. And I told Ashley, I was like, they just closed that. And I was like, I don't know how Brad's going to get in. So there's this woman cop, and I walked up and I just said, hey, real nice. I said, ma'am, let me ask you a question. I said, I noticed y'all closed this entrance. What, could I ask like what the deal is? She said, yeah, our supervisors with NYPD just told us to we got to shut all these side entrances down. I said, well, I'm a guest at the hotel, and they told us that's where we're supposed to come in because they got the front door closed.
Yeah.
And she said, I don't know what to tell you. We were told to close it. So she said, so I went and talked to the security at the hotel that's in front. And I was like, hey, how are we supposed to get in and out? He was like, I don't know. I was like, they hired me to. He's like, my job is to stand right here and to tell you ain't coming in or out. And he was,
the whole thing was the epitome of not my business.
Yeah. He was real nice, but he was like, listen, my job is to stand here. And so I went back, and the cop's like, what'd they say? And I told her, and she's like, yeah, must be just miscommunication. And I was like, but you got see in the hotel in the lobby. And I was like, all those people were told they can come out here, but y'all just shut the thing down. How are they supposed to get in here? She was like, I don't know what to tell you. And I was like, okay, I hear you. I was like, and then by the time Ashley comes walking up, and I was like, my friend is still up there, and Ashley's like, my husband is supposed to come down, and then we're just kind of talking, and she's real nice, talking with us, and then she finally just says, tell him to come down, I'll just go get him. So we're like, okay. So Ashley's like, I was like, you better call him. She's texting. I was like, you better just call him, And she's like, come down, we're on the 50th floor. I was like, what's gonna be a minute? We were 50 floors up. Anyway, she was like, just tell him, And so Ashley's like, he's getting dressed, he's coming. And then we're just kind of shooting the breeze with her. She was real nice. And finally, I guess it was time to go. And there's people all over, in that area. So she said, you stay here talking to me. And she grabbed Ashley, and they walked around and went a long way around the barricade. And then she said, I might, we're going to make some people mad, is what she said. So then they come back around, and Brad's with them. She went and got him and brought through all the cops, and I'm standing there, and I see him coming, and then where all the barricades connect, there's people trying to cross into them, and all the cops are hollering, you can't come through there. So she tells me, come through, and all the other cops are telling people no. She's telling me come through. So then other people, so she said, everyone stop, Justin, come through. And I was like, okay. So we come walking through, and she took us around the other side, because where we were in front of the hotel, you couldn't see the ball. The building was in the way. Yeah. So she took us around the other side of the street and let us in the pit, and they didn't fill that pit up. And then she's like, y'all just have fun. So we're like, thank you. And then I don't know what's going on. So I'm just looking, we're just telling her thank you. And then she's getting Ashley's phone, and she's like, here's my number and all this stuff. And she's like, if y'all have any problems, just call me and all this stuff. And I'm like, what's going on? And so you pick up, because I don't know what was said, but over there, I was just like, what is happening?
They were coming around the hotel to get me. The cop had asked Ashley, she was like, who is that guy that's with you? And she was like, oh, that's our friend Justin. He's also the executive pastor at our church. My husband is the pastor. And the cop was like, oh my gosh, I was just praying this morning about this, and this, and that God would give me a sign, and this is the sign, blah, blah. And I walk out the door. That's when I'm walking out the door, and they're both looking at each other crying. And I'm like, what is going on right now? And she was like, you're the pastor? And I was like, yep. And she was like, oh my gosh, you're an answer to my prayers. And I was like, what did I get myself into? I don't know what's going on. And she was like, come with me. And that was when she was like, I was like, okay. And she looked back, and she was like, I'm going to put you guys in the pit. She's like, we're going to piss some people off. So she's like, don't look at anybody. Don't say anything to anybody. She said, don't ask the cops any questions. Just follow me. And I was like, okay. And that was when we got to the gate, and there was dozens of people trying to get where we were, and Justin was standing there. And that was when she was like, everybody stop, Justin, come here. And so, and y'all can't see, Justin couldn't see his face, but you can imagine how Justin Oswald responded to the fact that nobody else was about to get to do what Justin was about to get to do. He was just like, he coming through. He stepped through the gate, and she put us in the pit, where we could see the ball drop. People had to be where we were at 8:30, to be able to be where we were. And the cop walked us out 11:30 at night, walked the ball drop, and we walked right back inside.
As soon as it was over, the fireworks, we were like, all right, let's go inside. So it was I was pants off in the hotel. At 12:07.
Your own room, just so we're clear.
At 12:07. At 12:07.
It was it literally was it was really, really dope. So it was it's funny because I got a lot of friends that went to New Year's Eve in New York City, and they all have terrible stories about being in Times Square. I'm like, I don't know what y'all are talking about. Mine was phenomenal. I got walked through the pit at 11:30. Saw the ball drop.
Yeah, but she texts Ashley her number or her business card, and then was like, if y'all have any problems while you're here, call me and all this stuff.
She's like, they were exchanging. Ashley was helping her find all the church info on Instagram and all this stuff. So she's like, I'm gonna follow you guys. I'm gonna watch serving, blah, blah, blah. So it was really, really cool.
Because she thought I was nice to her.
And that was the funniest part of the whole thing.
That people think Justin is nice.
Hold on.
She said, she was like, that guy was so nice. I can't believe it. You know, and that was one thing she was saying. She's like, I can't believe that guy was that nice. She's like, you never meet people that nice. And I was like, man, I can't wait to tell everyone on staff. One of the reasons we got the favor we got was because Justin was so nice.
Yeah. It's that Southern. I think it was that Southern hospitality.
100%.
Like, well, not only that. Well, when we were down there, I'm watching, and we talked to several. Me and Ashley talked to probably 5 or 6 cops the whole time we were down there, and they were all super nice.
Yeah.
And but you also saw every person that tried to get through a barricade had a story. My friends are already in there, or, or whatever, and they're just they're dealing with everybody.
It's the epitome of, if there's an exception to the rule, there is no rule.
Right, and everybody's trying to be a jerk to get down, and then I was just like, and I think because even though she wouldn't give me the answers, I was asking, like, what are we supposed to do? Yeah. Like, what if you paid all this money for this hotel and you couldn't get in? How would you feel? But I was still being really nice. Like, I was still like, I know it's not your fault.
Right.
You're just following orders.
You're doing what you're told. So that's how I was playing. I was like, okay, I understand. Like, just trying to figure out what's going on, but I was doing it real nice.
Yeah. Well, you're also no fool either, where it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, if I am going to get an opportunity in the situation, it's not going to be because I threw a fit.
Not at all.
Yeah, that's the easy way to get tased.
Yeah,
pepper spray.
But I was not expecting none of that because they were all busy, But she was like, I'll just go get them. And then by the time it turned into, I didn't know they were crying and stuff around the corner, and all that stuff. So I thought that was cool.
It was fun.
But
so how special did you feel when she called you out and singled you out in front of everybody?
Well, I wasn't. I didn't think
I can tell you right now, bro.
I wasn't like, I didn't say nothing.
I don't think it was like he wouldn't necessarily flex on everybody else as much as he was just like, hey yo.
I didn't make it like to them. I wasn't just like, but because there was other cops and stuff there. Because the other cops were looking like, what's going on? Why are and so I was just trying to like just get through and let's just go. But I was like, it
was wild though. It was a cool experience. She was super nice.
That's why I was joking. We walked to the pit. That's what I told him. I was like, Favor just follows me.
Just follows you everywhere you go, right?
It was really, really cool. If you're listening right now, Officer, I don't remember Ashley has it in her phone. Thank you. You made a story we'll never forget. The fact that you thought that Justin was one of the nicest people you've ever met.
Because I am.
That is unbelievable. That's unbelievable.
I mean, you're really nice in your own way. And so
everyone's gonna think I'm a jerk.
No, you're not a jerk. No, never.
No.
Oh, I mean, if you do stupid stuff, I'll tell you. And if that makes me a jerk, then I don't know what to do.
Yeah. No.
I'm just kidding.
No, it was a cool trip. It was a lot of fun. And
I was glad to be home though. Like I was looking forward. It was weird this year because normally that first of the year is like a reset in my brain.
Yep.
And I felt like we didn't get back to work till like the 3rd or 4th, and it felt off. Yeah. The first week back felt weird, like it felt off. So I'm kind of just glad to be back in a normal routine. We're in 21 days of prayer. Church lately has been a madhouse in a good way. I mean, we've had to move. We made a new classroom back there. We had to change stuff. Just there's so many people in the lobby. It's just a lot. It's
first end of the year, every chair we had in this building almost, other than ones with wheels on it, was used in the auditorium during the 10 o'clock service. I mean, it's been bananas. It's been great though.
It's been a really, really good time. So, it's exciting. And not that we could talk about all of it, but I think this year, I'm not talk about all of it yet. This year, there's going to be a lot of cool, interesting things happening in the life of our church. So just exciting. So, we got more of the staff that were kind of part-time before, now that's here regularly.
Yeah, no, that's great.
I mean, at one point it was just me, Brad, and John, and now,
No, look at it.
How many is there? 8 of us here? Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8?
8.
Yeah.
Full time?
Yeah.
That's goodness gracious.
And that's if we don't count PD.
Right.
Yeah.
Which we normally don't, but I mean, he counts. But
he's full-time pastor to pastor now.
Right.
He's just here.
He's just around. So, what we got? We gonna talk about Sunday at all? What's the name of the series?
Fruitful.
Man, that's not what I was thinking in my head, but now I see this. I see it on the screen now.
Yeah, fruitful. Yeah, no, Sunday was good, man.
I like her little intro.
Oh yeah, it's good.
The little music.
Yeah.
What song is that? Yeah. But yeah. So we're what, week 3?
Week 2. We're going into week 3.
We're going into week 3. We just finished week 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's been phenomenal, man. It's been great.
Well,
good.
Yeah, I mean this past Sunday we did communion, which we've always done during first Wednesday.
Yep.
And now we moved to Sunday.
And so many people enjoyed it on a Sunday.
Yeah.
People were just talking and raving about it. Just like, hey, we got a chance to experience communion. So
well, we probably should have done a better job the last couple of years of at least doing like once a quarter or something in the on a Sunday.
Yeah.
But we always did it as a church.
Yeah,
it's not like we
Every
didn't
month.
do it, but not everyone comes up first Wednesday.
Everybody comes up first Wednesday.
Correct.
So it was cool to do. I think some people are unfamiliar with our little Holy Happy Meal, all in one thing.
The all in one,
which is not my favorite thing either, but it's just easy and convenient.
It's easier and
How do
convenient.
you distribute 1,100 communions?
You don't.
Yeah, you can't.
So,
yeah.
Y'all, I went to my brother's church back in the day, and they did communion, and the dude stood up at the front, and it was almost like a thick cookie. Was like what I think of, and he held it like had a napkin, was holding it, and you walk up and you just grab a piece and tear it off, and then there was another guy holding a cup of grape juice, and then you just dipped it in the grape juice, and that was how they did communion. I thought that was strange, and I don't want to hate on anybody that does it that way, but I was like, don't you drink it? The dip thing threw me off.
The old pre-COVID days where like in some churches where it's like everyone drinks out of the same cup.
That's Catholic, dog. That's some Catholic stuff. Not every Catholic church does that, but the one we used to go to when I was growing up,
you drink out the same. It's like, boy, I want to be front of that line.
Yeah. Even back then, I remember being a kid watching that. Like, that's kind of gross. They wipe it. Let me tell you what's even grosser.
Oh boy, here we go.
Once they do it, it's a big goblet, with wine,
right?
And then everybody comes up and you take a little sip, and then they wipe and sip. That's got to get drank. They don't leave it. So when they're done and they're getting all together, the priest has to drink whatever's left.
Oh no, go ahead and get you another one, brother. Go ahead and get
So that mug will be up there like. Sometimes though. Sometimes have you seen it? Okay, you're shaking your head. Yeah. Sometimes it could be half a cup of wine. He's out there chugging. They use real wine.
Turn up.
But I'm thinking like. Man, I'm just thinking as a kid. This is gross.
It's only half wine.
Yeah. That's not my thing. Yeah. And they put the wafer in your mouth. You walk up and stick your tongue out, and they set it on your mouth.
Nope. So
I'm not.
I ain't doing all that.
Yeah. Not to hate on the Catholics, but I'm not doing your communion that way. So I'll bring my own. Of course, you're not even supposed to take communion unless you're confirmed and stuff.
Right.
But anyhow, we won't talk about them anymore. We'll talk about us. We'll let everybody do it. It was cool. It was
cool.
Time.
Guys doing some dope stuff. It's been great. Growth is happening. First Wednesdays are popping like crazy. That's been great. Sundays are exploding. I mean, there's people everywhere, every service. We made a push this past week. If you're listening and you're part of TC, if you're in the 8:30 or 11:30 service, stay there.
Yes.
If you're in the 10 o'clock service and you can shift to one of those, please do. We need you to do that. 10 o'clock is crowded.
And here's why. Because the new guest, that's the most popular service.
Yep.
Right.
So it's not that that's the better service. That's why it's more crowded. It's just
the same. Yes.
It's the same service. But if you're a part of TC and you can switch, you should consider to let new people who are checking our church out have plenty of space.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah, that is the preferred guest service.
It is. So we see more guests in that service and all that stuff. So we'd love for them to have a seat. And we'd love for you to have a seat. And there are plenty of them.
True enough.
Yeah.
Listen, 21 Days of Prayer, 6 a.m. has been popping.
Oh,
that's true.
That's popping, bro. 50, 60 people here every day at 6 a.m.
Every day.
It was like
even this morning in the rain and the cold.
Yep.
I mean, we were still
I walked
full.
I walked up to Pastor Justin last week at one point and it was saying and I was like, Bro, remember when it was me, you, and Pastor Dan for prayer? Like it was just, it's cool, man. It's been really, really good. But that's everything that happens in the church is a byproduct of that, right? Like prayer changes things. Yeah. So we got people seeking the face of God and praying over our church and praying over the needs in our church.
Well, it's such a even in 21 Days of Prayer, like for a long time, we always felt like we drew at 20 Days of Prayer an older crowd because the younger people, like they had to get their family, like you got school or work or whatever. Sure. But even now, it's diverse in the age.
I would say the majority
families bring their kids in.
I think the majority of the people at prayer right now is under 30.
Yeah.
That might be fair. I mean, there's a lot of young.
Definitely under 40. I mean, we have people that are here over that age, but I'm just saying the majority of them is would be at least under 40, if not under 30. I mean, that's just really, really cool. So, and it's a testament to what you said with age and time being saved. As you get older as a Christian, spiritual maturity increases generally. So you would usually see those people would be the ones that would show up at 6 a.m.
Right.
So it is cool to see young people with a hunger for God that's willing to make that kind of sacrifice for 21 days. So it's been great. If you're out there listening, 6 a.m. Monday through Friday in the auditorium at TC, Saturdays at 9 a.m.
Yep.
We let everybody sleep in, including ourselves. Yep. So
I missed last Saturday, but I heard it was good.
That was good. Great, I mean, and we're just hearing stories already of people being miraculously healed, things that they thought were cancer have now come back benign.
Yep.
I mean, true. Financial blessings.
Financial blessings.
I mean, just
unbelievable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So absolutely, we're God's doing it, man. It's exciting. It really is exciting. So
come be a part.
Come out. If you don't live in Pensacola, at least check us out online. So, yep.
Kyle, you got anything to say? No, he don't.
Go figure. So, yeah.
Good to be back.
Good to be back. Well,
go check out the Fruitful series on YouTube or the website. It's all there.
It's been killer.
We won't dive too deep into it, but go check it out.
Yep.
We got some cool stuff coming up this year.
We do.
Don't miss it.
Don't miss it.
Follow us on the stuff. Like, subscribe. Are we done? Are we wrapping up?
I'm
closing. Hey, like us on all the stuff. Follow us. Share.
Subscribe.
Whatever you do.
Visit.
If you want to learn more about us, check us out transformationchurch.com or on all the socials at Transformation Pensacola.
That's it. All right, guys.
We out.